The forces of the Revolutionary Army are divided into 5 armies, each of which operate in a specific region of the world. The G Army operates in the Grand Line, the North Army operates in the North Blue, the East Army operates in the East Blue, the South Army operates in the South Blue, and the West Army operates in the West Blue. Each army is led by an army commander, and each commander has a deputy commander who assists them. Commanders of Revolutionary Army. Commander of the South Army. Lindbergh. Lindbergh is a catmink and the commander of the South Army in the Revolutionary Army. Lindbergh seems to greatly enjoy combat, as he was excited to hear about the Revolutionary Army's upcoming fight against the world nobles. He likes to test his new weapons out in battle and was annoyed when Morley started attacking first. As an executive of the Revolutionary Army, Lindbergh holds a very powerful position in the organization, and as the commander of the South Army, he has control over all its soldiers. Lindbergh has received a bounty of belly 316 million, proving how dangerous the world government sees him. As a member of the Mink tribe, Lindbergh is a natural-born warrior and is capable of using electro. He is also able to transform into his Sulong form when he sees the full moon, though it is unknown if he can control it. Lindbergh is a highly skilled and talented inventor, having created weapons and gadgets of advanced technology that he uses for combat. He could create laser weapons which only genius engineers such as Vegapunk, Queen and Frankie could create. Lindbergh has a jetpack that enables him to fly. Lindbergh has expert marksmanship with his cool shooter, able to aim precisely only at the weapons of the Peachbeard pirates, leaving them unharmed for the Lulusia citizens to defeat themselves. He also accurately shot through the chains of the world noble slaves with his laser shooter. Lindbergh possesses the ability to use Busashoku and Kenbunchaku Haki. Commander of the West Army Morley. Morley of Fur is a giant and a newcomer, as well as the commander of the West Army in the Revolutionary Army. Morley's existence was first alluded by Emporio Ivankov during the Impel Down arc, as the one responsible for the creation of Newcomer land. As a newcomer, Morley speaks in a very polite and feminine manner. She usually has a very jovial attitude and dislikes those who are unnecessarily violent. When she sees people paying attention to her, she constantly wonders if it is because they have a crush on her, not knowing why they would do so otherwise. However, she does not seem too fond of others being attracted to her, having been grossed out when Betty jokingly implied that the men of the Peachbeard pirates had a crush on her. Her loyalty to Dragon was shown when she refused to tell Admirals Ryakuju and Fujitora where Dragon was. As an executive of the Revolutionary Army, Morley holds a powerful position in the organization, and as the commander of the West Army, she has full control over the soldiers in it. Don Quixote da Flamingo even pictured her as one of the key figures in the Revolutionary Army. The world government has given her a bounty of belly 293 million, showing how dangerous a threat to them she is. She is a capable fighter, as she was able to fight against Admiral Ryakuju during the latest levely and managed to get out safely and unharmed. As a giant, Morley possesses tremendous physical strength and a longer lifespan when compared to humans. Because of her size, she is able to move very large sections of the ground with her devil fruit power. Morley wields a large harpoon trident hybrid, which she uses in conjunction with her devil fruit power to move the ground. Morley ate the Ashiashi no Mi, a paramecia-type devil fruit that allows her to push and mold the ground as if it were made of clay. Using this power, she can easily move underground as well as attack enemies by pushing clumps of ground onto them, as it seems to otherwise maintain its original weight and hardness. Morley possesses the ability to use Busashoku and Kenbunchaku Haki. Commander of the East Army Bello Betty. Bello Betty is the commander of the East Army in the Revolutionary Army. Betty treats the people she helps very rudely, insulting them and only referring to them with degrading terms. Despite this attitude, her intention is still to recruit them into the Revolutionary Army by encouraging them to make their own choices. She believes that committing heroic actions is a decision one makes for themselves. When the people of Lulusia Kingdom took up arms and fought, she broke her normal attitude briefly to commend them on their actions. Despite her rude and disrespectful attitude, she does share with her fellow executives the same feelings of mercy and a desire to help those who are in trouble. Also, she does show respect and appreciation to those who stand to fight their own enemies and troubles, as she warmly smiled and proudly praised the people of Lelusia Kingdom for standing up and fighting the Peachbeard pirates. As a Revolutionary Army executive, Betty is in a powerful position within the organization. As commander of the East Army, she has control over all the soldiers in it. The world government has given her a bounty of belly 457 million, proving that she is a significant threat to their operations. Betty is an extremely charismatic orator. With her devil fruit powers, she inspires numerous people to fight. Morley called Betty the flag bearer of freedom for her skills. Betty ate the Kobu Kobu no Mi, a paramecia-type devil fruit that allows her to encourage and rally people into fighting, increasing their resolve and physical strength in the process. She activates her power by speaking encouraging words to her targets. Once someone has been encouraged, this power will keep their fighting spirit going for quite some time, though it is unknown how long this power actually stays in effect or if it even has a time limit at all. Her power is effective enough that she was able to turn the scared, helpless citizens of the Lelusia Kingdom into a fighting force strong enough to successfully beat back the invading Peachbeard pirates with only sticks. Betty possesses the ability to use Busashoku and Kenbunchaku Haki. Commander of the North Army Karasu. Karasu was the commander of the North Army in the Revolutionary Army. Karasu is an honorable man who despises those who attack the weak. He is also very quiet, and he usually communicates via inaudible mumbling, thus he needs his loudspeaker mask to be heard by others. He does not appear to take kindly to people who react negatively to his mumbling, as veins bulged on his forehead in anger when Peachbeard pointed it out. However, he also tends to be forgetful at times as he forgot to turn on his speaker, resulting in his mumbling. As an executive of the Revolutionary Army, Karasu holds a powerful position within the organization. As the commander of the North Army, he has full control over all the soldiers in it. He has been given a bounty of belly 400 million, showing the world government sees him as a considerable threat. He is a very capable fighter, as he fought against Admiral Fujitora. Karasu ate the Susu Susu no Mi, a Logia-type devil fruit that allows him to create, control, and transform his body into soot at will. He commonly uses this power to mold his soot into the shape of a flock of crows, as well as breaking up his elemental body into crows. His soot crows are able to fly at high speed and can relay information to his allies either by him speaking through them or delivering newspapers. The crows can also be used in combat, able to disarm enemies en masse by snatching away their weapons or by attacking his opponents directly. Additionally, each crow is capable of carrying an average-sized person on its back. He can use his soot in other ways as well, such as building it into constructs. He can fly by transforming his body into soot, even without his crow wings. Karasu possesses the ability to use Busashoku and Kenbunchaku Haki. Commander of the G Army Emporio Ivankov. Emporio Ivankov, or Iva for short, is the queen of the Kamabaka Kingdom, known as Okama King and a miracle person, and is a commander of the Revolutionary Army, commanding the G Army, which covers the Grand Line. Alongside Monkey D. Dragon and Bartholomew Kuma, he is one of the Army's founding members. He is also a former slave of the world nobles. He was formerly a prisoner of Impel Down, where he was kept in level 5, but lived in the secret Okama Paradise in level 5.5. After escaping Impel Down and participating in the Summit War of Marineford, he returned to his post as Queen of Kamabaka Kingdom. Being one who follows the way of the Okama, Iva strongly values friendship and bonds above all else. He seems to find great motivation at helping both friends and subordinates and is ready to put his life on the line for their sake, as seen when he flew into a rage against Kuma when the latter attacked his candies. Due to this trait, Ivankov willingly saved Luffy and Bentham when they were on the verge of death after being touched by Luffy's selflessness and pleading to save Bentham. He also believes that people should be what they want to be, whether it be a man, woman, or Okama. He is very loud and open, even perverse, about his ideals as well. He does not care about other people's objections to his views, as was seen when he even turned a man who tries to kill him into a woman, after the man, now woman, was embarrassed by his ordeal and had previously stated he objected to Ivankov's views. He states that as a prisoner of Impel Down, he is not such a good person as he would not save someone's life. However, when touched by the words of friendship and hope, he considers their life worth saving. He is considered the greatest Okama in the world. As queen of Kamabaka Kingdom, Iva controls an island of male transvestites, which gives him a similar status on par with Boa Hancock, who rules over Amazon Lily. In Impel Down, he set up his new kingdom, or queendom, called New Kama Land and commanded a small army of New Kama Okama followers, all of whom were former prisoners. Following the war, he returned to Kamabaka Kingdom along with his New Kama Land followers, uniting his two king/queendoms. As a commander of the revolutionaries, Iva has control over the lower-ranking members of the army. He appears to have considerable skills as a leader, evident by his ability to unite the ragtag group of unruly inmates that strayed away and eventually found themselves in New Kama Land under his command. In contrast to his rather comical appearance, Ivankov is a powerful fighter should the need arise. His strength is great enough to allow him to fight on equal terms with the completely transformed pacifista, warlords of the Sea Bartholomew Kuma. Ivankov ate the Harohara no Mi, a paramecia-type devil fruit which allows him to create a variety of special hormones that can alter the recipient's body in any way he desires, effectively allowing him to remodel a human from the inside. He can also turn his fingers into syringes, which he uses to inject the hormones into a target's body, including his own body if he desires. With this power, he can freely alter any of the recipient's physical aspects, including sex, growth, skin pigment, stamina, emotions, and many other things. This power led him to be known as the miracle person. This is not accurate, however, as Ivankov himself stated that his hormones are not a miracle cure-all and can have potentially deadly side effects if overused. Ivankov can inject hormones into himself, granting him physical characteristics that are advantageous to him in combat. He can greatly enlarge the size of his head to greatly enhance the power of his signature held wink technique, and he can transform himself into a woman, making her body soft and flexible, rendering her resistant to blunt force. He can also create adrenaline hormones that can give the recipient a power boost, allowing them to continue fighting even if they are exhausted. Ivankov is an extremely powerful grandmaster of a martial art called the Nukama Kenpo. Ivankov could injure Chief Warden Magellan before losing to his poison ability, and during the Marineford War, Ivankov was practically the first, and probably the only one, to actually harm Kuma throughout the extent of the battle. Ivankov's trademark technique is the death wink. His death wink is powerful enough to shatter steel traps. This attack is often powered up by Ivankov's devil fruit, using it to increase the size of his own head, creating the more powerful hell wink.